I'm Bran, and I love those little stinky indie Christmas movies.
I'm Dan. I despise those little stinky independent Christmas movies.
Yeah.
I'm Alonso, and did we accidentally watch a real movie? And this
is the Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host this podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
I contain multitudes.
Boy.
Listen, for every random
Unicorn Christmas movie where they're throwing chickens.
you get a breakup season.
Christmas fireman.
Yeah. Listen,
It's definitely not a 1-to-1. I can promise you that. You cannot say
No,
for every
no.
there's no
but
way.
you can't say I never tried.
Can't say you never try. I cannot
Sure.
say that. That's accurate.
Hi,
Yes.
Alonso.
Hi, guys.
So
How
you
doing?
didn't stick around another week.
I did not. No. L.A. was the beckoning call.
It was
back.
calling, and
Those
you had
liberal
to answer.
coastal elites.
Yep.
Now
That's
this
right.
is technically August now, Alonso. We're out of
Yeah.
Christmas in July, but it is Festive Friday. Still,
Festive Friday. We took
Yes.
it yesterday. We were like,
Now and
no more
forever.
Christmas, and
That's
then
right.
we're back to
We're
that,
back
which
to
is
it.
nice.
And did you have a letdown after Christmas in July? Or are you feeling pretty good?
I am currently getting ready to really start the hype train for the new edition of Have Yourself a Movie Little Christmas.
Getting
So my
ready
brain is
to.
just not leaving the holiday behind.
That's right.
Alonso, I
Volume
know
2.
you never get out of hype season for your book.
Yeah,
That's right.
No
well,
one's better at promoting our book than you are.
right.
You're so good at it.
Well, yes, that also, by the way, if you haven't picked up I'll Be Home for Christmas movies,
There you go.
the
That's
right.
the Hallmark guide to your favorite, your TV holiday obsession, by all means, pick that up.
We
too.
were back. We were in Dallanega Nights
Dallanega Nights.
for the Christmas in Small Town
Dallanega
thing,
Nights.
and multiple people said, "When's the sequel coming out?" And I said, "Contact your publisher."
Contact your publisher.
But people are
or-
asking.
Buy
Get
10,000
us into royalties
yeah.
on this first one first, and then we'll talk.
Buy up all
If
the
you
books.
could buy 10,000 more copies, I think we
Yes.
could do it. I think
Yeah.
we could do it.
That'll put us right over the line.
Contact your state representative and your local publisher.
Right, stay right. Yes, Congress could get it through.
Yeah, they'll get
I
it
think
through.
maybe. Yeah, I think Congress
Amy-
has as good a shot as anyone.
Yeah. At least something's gonna get released. It's gonna be our
That's right.
That's the plan.
Breakup season's what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
A little indie joint
On the hoopla.
We watched it on the Hoopla. I don't know where you watched it. Where'd you watch it?
To be.
To be
Yeah.
or not to be. A little indie joint. A little went on the festival circuit.
Festival circuit.
Had you heard about this one before today?
I did. It's funny. I was digging back through my emails to trying to find if I had gotten if somebody had been telling me about it when it was in theaters, and I couldn't find anything. But I know I'd heard the title and it was out there. And try as I might to get to all of these movies when they do surface, December hits and it's just an onslaught.
And that's
And
what
so
Festive Fridays are for.
exactly.
Yeah.
We're playing catch up all year, basically.
That's right.
That's
This
exactly
could
right.
could make it to volume 3. You never know.
you never know. Cross your fingers.
Fingers crossed.
Well, let's talk about it. It originally premiered at the Desertscape International Film Festival on March 29th, 2024.
Wow, they got a nice start on it.
Yep. A couple weeks later, April 19th, at the River Run International Film Festival.
All right. Wow. River Run made River
2
Run.
days later, this was a busy week,
Ooh, busy.
at the Blue Whiskey Independent Film
Blue
Festival.
Whiskey got a hold of this bad
A few
boy.
days later, April 25th, 2024, at the Julien Dubois
Julian Dubois? Oh, my God.
International Film Festival.
You think I'm in the holiday zone all year? These cats.
These cats are
Dubois and Dallanega.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it went a little something like this. The movie kicks off with a couple dancing at a party. They're having a great time. It is Ben and Cassie, and they end up dating. They become a thing. They are heading to rural Oregon to spend Christmas with his family. We meet Ben's sister, who is really into vlogging, and their parents, Kirby and Mia. We immediately see that their family is a bit chaotic. They sit down for dinner, and Gordon shows up. This is the brother who all just came out of nowhere. The energy at this dinner is real weird. That is how I will describe it. Real weird energy. And when it comes out that she doesn't eat meat and that he no longer eats meat either, Gordon begins to grill Cassie about why she's a vegetarian and pushes back on it being just about the environment. And Ben just kind of sits there and lets it happen. So Casey is hurt for 2 reasons. 1, Ben didn't tell them about her being a vegetarian ahead of time. And 2, that he just let his brother Gordon attack her like that in front of everybody. And he's like, my bad, but look at my funny ho-ho-ho underwear. Do you want to do it? She does not. She tells him that this isn't working, and he's like, is it the underwear? And she's like, well, it's not the underwear. And she's like, I've known for a while, and I just can't do this anymore. So they break up, and we are 30 minutes into this movie. And less than 30 minutes into this movie. And so the next morning...
They promised breakup season.
They did.
It's breakup season.
They delivered.
The next morning, they go to buy her a flight, but there is a big storm. No flights until after Christmas. The family is finally looped in about the breakup, and it is a whole thing. Ben decides the best way to try to fix this situation is by calling Cassie's best friend and asking for advice. Obviously, that information gets back to Cassie, which only makes things worse. His dad takes him out to the train tracks to kill him. I'm kidding. To tell him, hey, stop being a dummy and just let her go. Like, just stop. Good advice. Cassie calls her mom, and she could not be less helpful. But Ben's mom comes up and comforts her, and because mom's gonna mom, and Cassie begins to realize that this family. Maybe she just wants to be around family for Christmas, even if it's not her family. So the next day, she can't stand being alone in her room anymore. And so she decides to go out with the family, and she ends up having a fun time with everyone except for Ben, who she's still kind of giving the cold shoulder to. That gives Ben enough time to bond with Gordon. Gordon also has gone through a breakup, so he's able to try to give him some advice. And Cassie ends up getting closer to Ben's sister. They go out shopping, and it's a big fun time. Ben continues to not learn his lesson and try to get back together with Cassie time after time. It's Christmas Day, and Cassie, is it Cassie? I'll go with Cassie. Better late than never. And Cassie gives the just most thoughtful gifts to everybody, perfect gifts all around, including some architecture socks for Ben. That's very nice. And then Ben surprises her by giving her choice between these 2 wonderful prizes, either a plane ticket back home or a rental car to get her to Portland. She says, give me the rental car. She stays for lunch, and then she goes her own way. The movie ends sometime later with the sister now going through a breakup, and Gordon and Ben are now helping her through her breakup because they've been through it too, while Ben wears his socks from Cassie. And that, my friends, was Breakup Season.
We did it.
We did do it. Let's take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to break this movie down about breakups here on Deck the Hallmark. Welcome back, everybody. How are we? We're doing great. We're doing good.
Yeah.
I have some breaking news before we get into the breakups. So a couple weeks ago, we did.
Are we getting a second book? Did it happen?
Wow.
Did they call the representative?
1,000 copies sold that quickly.
Wow.
We really have some pull.
So yeah, we just did Jingle Bell Love with Joey McIntyre. Remember that one?
I certainly don't.
Ago? the guy, the new kid on the block guy, and the music score.
Yeah, I do vaguely remember that now. Yes.
Yes. Well, Roku has announced the sequel, Jingle Bell Wedding, airing this holiday season.
That's a breaking news Christmas corner with Alonso Duralde.
2026. We will. I guess we'll be circling back to that.
They announced it a year and a half in advance. It only takes them 8 days to make it.
No. It's going to air this year, but we're not going to get around to reviewing it until
I got you.
Jingle Bell. What is it?
Jingle Bell Wedding. There it is.
Love
First
it.
comes love, then comes wedding.
Well, that's
Wedding.
Nice. That's nice. We're talking about the Breakup season, the movie that a couple weeks later at the Manhattan Film Festival, June 17th, July 13th at the Red Cedar Film Festival, July 15th at the Circle Cinema Film Festival, July 20th at the Waco Independent Film Festival, July 31st, San Antonio Film
They
Festival.
really went through Texas there. Didn't they?
Make
did
a
the
movie,
Texas
see
tour.
the world.
They
I
did
think
the
is
Texas
is
tour.
lesson here.
It finally got to us, and we're going to break it down. We're going to share our thoughts on this. We all start with you. Alonso, hot take. Hit it.
I was really charmed by this. I was taken by surprise, didn't know what to expect. We had said last week, oh, it had a 94 on Rotten Tomatoes, but it was like, okay, great. The thing that made me the most pumped going into this was that James Urbaniak is in the film, the guy who plays the dad. You may know him as the voice of Dr. Venture on the Venture Brothers. He's in
Oppenheimer.
He was in Oppenheimer, whatever. He was on Difficult People. He's in American Splendor. He's he's a very, very talented actor. I thought this was really terrific. I wish, frankly, that I had seen this in time to get it into this edition of the book, because I think it's pretty great, and it is a very it's a smart indie in terms of sort of understanding relationships and people, and it is Christmas in a way that we don't usually get in these movies. It's not like insanely brightly lit. It's not got fake snow. Like it feels like an honest to gosh movie that also happens to be set at Christmas time.
You were right,
I told you he would love it. This movie is tiring. I'm tired. I'm tired. Because it's just a lot of I think what happened here is
Brand went to the cotton candy store and got rocks instead.
Yeah. Well, I see the guy who plays Gordon in this movie is Jacob on Dropout, and he's
Wasaki,
so funny. He's so funny on Dropout, and I was like, "This is gonna be funny. He's gonna be funny." And there are funny moments in this movie. There is some of that, but it's not Dropout funny, and it's. I have a hard time with when the families fight. So I don't know. It just kind of bummed me out, and I was tired. But it's good. It's not for me. Dan?
Unfortunately, probably closer to Brand on this one than Alonso.
Hey!
Listen.
Come on over, baby.
The
water's fine.
All right, calm down over there.
Were you mad because they made cookies and nobody got flour on their face?
That's right.
He was pissed.
Wait
until you get to it.
The stuff that you said about it being like more of a real Christmas, I 100% agree with. I just hated the setup. So I don't mind the breakup. It's, first of all, everyone aside from our leading lady, I by and large hate in this movie. Now James Urbaniak comes around, I think, but early in this movie, all of these people do things that I think are maybe not the mom.
I was gonna say,
everyone else does things that I think are virtually unforgivable and drive me nuts. But there are so many ways to set this up that don't involve the hurdles that they jump. Like, snowed in, just make them snowed in. Like this whole thing of like, I'm not giving you the Wi-Fi, and then there's a 98 car pileup, and then there's a blah. Like I hated that. And then I hated the dude. I firmly believe you can make a movie where a dude gets broken up with and goes through that process without him being a terrible human being and taking up personal space and giving unwanted personal contact and being out and out awful about getting his heart broken. I believe you can do that. And if the goal was for you
know that like dudes kind of suck though.
I do.
Yeah.
I understand that. But this movie redeems this guy. They don't make him a guy that you're supposed to hate because he's being a typical dude that doesn't know how to take no for an answer. They show him doing that, and then they redeem him in this movie. And I hated him. I hated him. I hated most of the dynamics that were going on. Now, there was clearly some thought put into this, but when the Vince Vaughn, Jennifer Aniston breakup vehicle has more integrity than yours, in my opinion, there's a problem. I didn't like most of these characters in the way that I think you wanted to like rough around the edges. They've all been through a breakup. That's why it's called breakup season, not because of this one, because they've all been there and they've all gained some experiential wisdom in the process. I appreciate that idea. There was a better way to get us merge onto that plot. And there was a much better way to make this guy less hateable, in my opinion. There's so many versions of this movie I think I like. Like if she breaks up with him in the evening and then they wake up and they're snowed in, and then there's this weird mix of kind of comedy and drama, and they all learn lessons along the way. I'm here for that. This guy is routinely being the worst about this breakup. And until the dad has the scene at the train station, I think he's also being pretty terrible too. So it was hard for me in that regard. I was not charmed by it. It was not for me.
August 2nd at the Cobb International Film Festival, August 24th at the Madison Film Festival, August 25th at the Queens Film Festival,
Wow.
September 19th.
Went up the East Coast pretty quick.
I'm not familiar with this one. Phoenixville Film Festival. September 20th at the Ports Townsend Film.
There's a lot of film
Festival.
festivals out there.
It's time for all the feels. We're talking about when this movie gave us feels. I'll start with you, Alonso.
Well, one of them was something that Dan hated. I just wrote down Hallmark would never with a highway disaster. I thought that was actually a pretty because I didn't think
You love the 98 car. It's a 98 car, but the Blues Brothers would never. 98 cars.
Look, rural Oregon, you can't tell me anybody's going to get snowed in. Those folks know from snow.
Fair.
They know how to deal with that stuff. They're on the border of Idaho, for God's sake. So it's got to be something beyond just like weather, because they would laugh in your face. I love the scene of the dad taking the son out to the train and like yelling advice at him. And it was good dad advice. There's a lot of good advice in this movie. Sometimes the best thing is to do nothing,
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I thought it was a really nice moment where the Gordon sees the ex and like has that terrible moment of like, basically proving that all of his advice is for naught because he's not following it himself. And then that shot of him just sitting in the back of the car staring out the window, because nobody wants to be in that seat anyway, but just that forlorn look on his face of like, the dance is not as good as the wise men dance, but better than the groomsmen dance.
Well, that's a pretty wide
there you go.
chasm there, but
that's pretty much every dance ever, I think, maybe fits in that category. But I thought that was nice. And look, we saw different movies here, because I didn't find the characters like repellent from the get-go. Gordon, obviously, with his vegetarian rant, is like painted to be a jerk, but I think that gives him an arc to come back from by the end of the film. You want things to work out for him, and it seems like they do. I think the parents are both terrific. The sister is like, she's doing her online thing, but she's not like the sort of typical Hallmark awful influencer character. Like, she clearly is enjoying this and doing it in a way that seems at least somewhat respectful to her family. And I don't know. I think that the premise works, because look, if they don't make the boyfriend kind of annoying for a lot of the movie, then she seems terrible for breaking up with him at this particular moment. But like, they have to set it up in a way where it's like she finally reaches an end point, and unfortunately the timing couldn't be worse for it, but that's where the drama comes from. So this movie to me felt like a movie about actual human beings, which we don't get a lot of.
That's fair. I will.
Alonso's over here explaining film to Dan, which is like, there has to be a point, and then which I love. This is a fun episode for me. It's time for the me to go.
It's time for the me.
It's time for the me. Sorry.
Any other festivals, or was that it? Festival.
There's more.
Okay.
There's more.
There's more. Don't worry. You mentioned the scene by the train. I really love that scene, and I thought that it was really great. And then the other dad scene where he goes out and he's talking to Gordon, and they smoke a little something together. And I think both of those scenes
no one is more in their 30s that has not done things in their teens than you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Put it on a bumper sticker.
Smoke a little something.
Smoke a little something. Mary Jane called.
Some jazz cabbage.
Said, come outside, please.
Very polite, that Mary Jane.
Yes, she's very sweet. Yeah, I thought both of those scenes were really great. And yeah, Dano?
Yeah, the train scene's great. The scene, this dad who up until this point, hard disagree. We can talk about that in the wait what. The train scene's amazing. For the better part of the breakup is in the first 25 minutes. For the next 10 minutes or so, this guy is in denial about the breakup, and that's a part of the 5 stages of acceptance. I have no problem with denial and him going through that, but him crowding her space, insisting that it's not over yet, trying to gaslight her that the relationship is still going on, refusing to tell his parents that they've broken up, saying, can we talk about this, even though they're currently talking. Like, everything he does is like for the better part of 10 minutes, Brand sat next to me as I went, somebody needs to punch this guy in the face. Somebody needs to look at him and go, she's not your property. She's not your identity. You've got to figure this out without her. Somebody needs to punch him in the face. And it takes way too long, but the dad does. And in a great scene, James Urbaniak is amazing in this scene, takes him out to the train, has him scream and yell, which is great. Like, you want people to feel their feelings. You want them to be angry if they're angry. That's a very important part of getting through stuff. But then proceeds to go, stop dig. If you're in a hole, stop digging. He tries to use a train analogy, doesn't work. It's really funny. He says, it's the thing that needed to be said to this guy way early in the movie. And I think that's my whole thing is like a lot of my holdups with the movie. It's like, if you're a parent, this should be your natural reaction. And also, let's get this woman out of this house. Why is she still in the house? Please, God, get her out of the house. So that scene, though, boy, is that good stuff. And I think from that point forward, James Urbaniak is really good in this movie. Virtually every scene he's in either has a really funny, like, understated, dry zinger in it, or he has some good moments. So that scene is wonderful, though.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll get back to the show.
Deck the Hallmark.
Trying a new thing. Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about Breakup season, which continued to premiere September 21st at the Klamath Independent Film Festival.
Can't be Klamath.
September 22nd at the Mystic Film Festival. September 27th at the El Paso Film Festival. September 27th as well.
You
also
said September 27th at all 3 of those.
September 22nd was.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But this is 2 in a row. Gig Harbor Film Festival.
Gig Harbor, shout out.
September 28th at the North Idaho Film Festival. September 29th, big month. Good Lord, Foot Candle Film Festival.
September 30th,
So we do have 3 September 29th. Then I'll be done for a little bit. September 29th, Hell's Half Mile Film Festival.
Yeah,
September 29th, Richmond International Film Festival. Let's get to the Way What. So we talk about what in this movie made us go, Way What? I'll start with you, Alonso.
Yeah, and that's part of the show where me. Let's see. So, okay, the very early tip-off that the boyfriend is a problem is that he wants to initiate sexy times with the novelty boxers he's been wearing all day, which means he did not take a shower after they got off an airplane.
Yeah.
No.
That's Philo.tv/DTH.
No.
For the finger wag from Alonso.
Absolutely not.
He's been wearing them all day.
Yeah, and they've been on an airplane. Forget
the airplane part of that's big.
I don't see they're in his pants, Alonso. You know where underwears are, right?
That's how that works. But had he showered after the plane, then put the novelty underwear on?
I think Alonso's insistence on calling these novelty underwear is making it worse. I can't tell.
Novelty.
They're ho underwear.
The Santa boxers, whatever.
They're ho underwear.
Novelty undies.
Get off an airplane, you take a shower. That's just, I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. That's how it is. Maybe this is just me.
Alonso, well, it's shocking to find out that I don't do that.
Not in the slightest.
Yeah. This whole Wait What is lost on me. Now you're making me think that I've lived a whole lot, a lie.
I would
you
say
should start maybe.
If you're on a plane all day, you need a shower. You need a shower.
You
If
were
it's
covered
a-
in plain.
Yeah. I mean, if you just went from GSP to Charlotte, okay, whatever.
Yeah, no, that's But we're talking.
Alonso has
from
a long enough layover in Charlotte. He's going to the nearest shower.
LA to Oregon with a change of planes. Yeah, you need to clean your action there. Maybe this is just me being old, but and I looked it up. James Urbaniak is 36 years older than the guy playing his son, but they don't look like father and son to me. They seem more like they look too close together in age, and I don't know if that just means James Urbaniak
I thought the dude
really
looked young. I thought he looked
well
young, but
preserved.
yeah, I guess he's
I
been
don't
at it a
know.
long
Just-
time.
That's a thought. That's kind of it. I'm sure you guys are gonna have a bunch because you didn't like this movie as much as I did.
I don't have a bunch.
I don't have a bunch. No, I don't have a bunch.
This isn't a poke holes in the premise movie. I think it's just
My first giveaway that the guy was a little bit before realizing he hadn't showered, but it was right before that. He sits down next to her after dinner. He goes, "I think they like you." And I don't know what could have possibly given him that idea. Even the dumbest dude would be able to pick up on the fact that was a little weird, right? Like, my brother just attacked
Drilled you.
about environmentalism. Like, wild that would be his. So I think they like you was very and that's when I was still like, I don't know if this is a comedy or not, because it is a very funny line after that. But I also think that he was.
There are some
He's
jarringly funny moments in the
Yes.
movie where you don't expect it to be funny and they go for the joke.
I had this thought while watching this movie, which is just, why not take a train? For a movie that is so much about trains, they show us a lot of trains. Just jump on one of them.
Yeah.
Scram, right? Like, just the trains are still running. Trains are still
Trains are going.
Get after it. Get to that train.
Have you tried taking Amtrak in the last 5 years?
I actually have a big fascination with trains, and I kind of want to do it more.
I wish we had better trains in this country. I would do it all the time.
Oh, if trains went somewhere in a decent amount of time, I would 100% be on a train.
I meant to say during all the feels, but the dad's obsession with trains, brother, same.
Relatable.
Yes, there's something about it that just really works. Lastly, for me, Cassie walks in and they're clearly baking, and she says, "Are you guys baking?" Yeah. Giant bowl, eggs, doing stuff with clearly baking. To walk in and be like, "Are you guys baking? Have you ever seen it?" Like, it was so clear to me that they were baking.
We all knew it.
Yeah, it had Dan and I. If it's clear to
If
Dan and I
we
that there's
looked
baking,
and they were like, "There's baking going on."
I
there.
think everybody.
Here's
knows
your
there's
sign.
baking.
That was
Dana?
here's your sign with Brand.
Dana?
I wrote down, and I stand by this. The camera doesn't have to change angle every time someone talks, and that happens in the first 20. I will say this, Alonso. The first 25 minutes of this movie lost me in a way that I couldn't get back from. I don't think the dinner scene. Like, my head was hurting. Like, sometimes you can just film a reaction shot. So they're at the dinner table and it's like talking, and it's like sometimes and it's rapid fire dialogue, and it's like the camera doesn't have to catch everyone saying everything if they're mic'd up. Sometimes you can just see the reaction to that.
It's like when Zoom makes the person talking the biggest thing on the screen.
Yeah, and it was such a brutal scene for me. And then we get that lecture about being a vegetarian, which that was the only honest, this guy's bad and they're going to redeem him, and I didn't mind that. But before then, it was like whiplash and not an impressive editing feat. Just to this movie is a quiet indie, so we're going to do more with less, and it was just not the time to do it, and it was not well done. Could she have taken it before the 98 car pileup is announced? So this is they break up. I mean, I'm going to lowball it, probably 16 to 18 hours before that pileup. There's time for there to be other options.
Well, it's right before they go to bed.
That's right.
So yeah.
And then they sleep, but then they get up in the morning, and she goes downstairs and she asks the mom for Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi password. And the mom's like, "I don't do tech." So it's very clear she doesn't have internet on her phone. That would be the only reason you'd need the Wi-Fi. Yes. Like, so
Yeah.
she doesn't have service on her phone. Well, later in that same scene, she is looking on her phone and does have service, which is weird unless someone else gave her the Wi-Fi password. I guess that's possible.
Well, she wants to get airline tickets on her laptop and not on her phone.
Well,
That's right. It's a big purchase.
Big purchase.
But she's got her
Yes.
phone out for the Wi-Fi thing, and then she's got her phone out, and she is successfully looking for that. Whatever the case may be, that's an inconsistency. We'll grant you. The thing is that they don't want to tell the parents why you need this information. They don't want to do it. They want to keep that a secret. By the time all of this information gets out, the 98 car pileup has not happened yet. There are hotels. Like that was my big thing was as soon as all this goes down.
Hold on. We don't know if it happened or not.
Are there
he
hotels?
turned on the news and they were talking about it.
They do that well after the plane conversation.
No. It's during.
But
It's during because he goes over and
Yes.
he turns on the TV on purpose.
Yeah, he does turn it on purpose.
Yes.
Before all of that happens,
Right.
in between the breakup and now,
Yes.
there are within the like driving distance, which their car has snow tires on it. She could be in a different lodging space. She could be somewhere else lodged for that evening.
Like you saw that downtown. Are you telling me they've got hotels in that
I
town?
just went to Dahlonega and found out in Dahlonega, which makes Greenville look like a thriving metropolis.
And makes Boston
Look like you don't even want to
Greenville.
get there from here. But like Dahlonega had multiple options, boutique hotels, and they have like a couple of traffic lights. Could she have taken a train? Yes. Could she have gotten a hotel? Yes. Before we hear about this massive 98 car pileup, there are so many reasons she just shouldn't be in this house anymore. And they just act like their hands are tied.
This is what I'll say about this. I can see if you have been with somebody for a while, you break up and it's bedtime.
They sleep in the same room, which is also wild. She clearly is
but I
like
can see like
physically repulsed by him, and they sleep in the same bed. And I actually
they have two beds.
Yeah, they sleep in the same bedroom.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was at least like, I guess I'll give that to him because there's nowhere else to sleep.
No, I mean I could see just being like, I just want to go to bed.
Yeah, just get out of here. I just want to go to bed. Or just leave me alone. I want to go to bed.
Yeah, and not immediately leaving. It's not
Yes.
like you're scared
But
of
it's
the
a
guy.
but it's a pretty traumatic situation. I mean, train, hotel, something. Go ahead, Alonso.
No, I was just gonna be like, again, this is just nothing in the way this was handled like stood out to me as like, why isn't she doing the blah? Like it all.
Oh, no.
It felt, but I
was
get it. It's
actively angry about it.
how
Now,
in you are,
Yeah, but once they get, the last 30 minutes of this movie where everyone's been through a breakup and they share their wisdom and there's character growth, like I just felt like there were so many ways to get there that didn't involve this guy being, in my opinion, like physical contact, physical space. He is taking those things from her after she's broken up with him, and I hated it.
Yeah, but the movie's not endorsing this. The movie is letting you know this guy's a loser.
The parents don't really step in and stop it for a long time, and they see it. And I just like all of it was bothering me. The thing that bothered me about the dad was, listen, I am someone who has had to work really hard and continues to work really hard to not interrupt people. It is a daily challenge. You can ask people around this office. I probably say, I interrupted you. Sorry, go again. And it takes a lot of work, and I'm still not very good at it. And I have to work on it with my kids and my wife and everybody. This dude in the dinner scene of this movie, his daughter is about to say something meaningful that matters to her, his daughter. And he interrupts her and she goes, "You interrupted me." And he looks at her and goes, the only way I talk in this house is if I interrupt someone. And then he proceeds to wax poetic and then goes, "Say what were you going to say?" And she's like, "I forgot it." What just happened? It wasn't for comedic effect. Are you just a dick? Like, I couldn't get over the fact that this father decided he was at the head of the table and what he had to say was just more important than what she had to say.
I think you need to take it to the tape
Please
because
do.
my recollection of that scene is that he is being like that he can't get a word in edgewise and he finally just has to like burst in because otherwise no one's letting him speak. I maybe got that wrong, but that was my impression at the time when I was watching it.
Oh my gosh, I didn't get that at all.
Okay.
Legitimately. And here's my thing is, even if that's true, you still can't do it the way that you did it, which is, hey, daughter, that I raised and I love that is like someone I've known your entire life. Listen, I just am sick of I'm sick of waiting to talk. And what I have to say, it's going to take priority now. That's what's going to happen.
Daniel, if you don't like, flawed, complicated
Yeah,
characters,
that's right.
maybe you should watch more Hallmark.
I should watch more Hallmark movies. Listen, I grant you the zinger. Like I grant it to you. This guy, the train scene is great. I couldn't believe what happened in this movie. I've watched a lot of good independent movies where this doesn't happen.
This is what I'll say about the scene, because it didn't it was a type of scene that made me think that it was setting it up for something, like the dad
apologizing later.
No, not even that.
Comedy.
Just, I thought there was going to be some sort of more conflict, perhaps between him and his wife, that involved him feeling like he can't talk, like something, like it felt like it was a setup for something more later on in the movie.
We don't hear about later.
Did you not feel that, Alonso, at least when that happened?
I kind of, yeah. And you're right. They don't really circle back to it.
It did seem like it was like a touchy subject for him that we were going to get more explanation of later, and we just
I could buy that as something that never comes back around. And I will, like, looking at it now, like all of my stuff is from the first 25 minutes of the movie, aside from one, which is Kirby, the dad, James Urbaniak,
fully loaded.
He's got wheels. He's the fastest human being alive. She pulls out of that driveway. We go back inside, and they notice that the keys are still there. And he catches her on foot in the ice. He catches that. She's down. He is sprinting, and he catches her. And good on him, man. That's a fast human being. That's a fast human being who must have put like cleats on his boots and made it. He did it. And then he gives her some advice about first gear. I mean, what a guy.
Yeah,
what a guy.
We love that.
Yeah.
It's time for What the Hallmark, where we talk about what in this movie that came out on October 5th at the Manadog Film Festival, October 18th.
The Manadog?
Monad? Knock. Whatever. Eastern Oregon Film Festival on October 18th. October 24th at the Naples International Film Festival. November 3rd at the Rome International Film Festival. They went international. Then came back for November 9th at the Colorado Film Festival. And then a limited theatrical run on November 15th for everybody on the internet, December 6th. What'd you think?
I've lost my place. Okay, no. The movie kind of gives you a nice little coda where it's like, okay, Gordon has moved out and has a dog, and the sister and the complicated boyfriend break up, and dude is sort of like grown up a little and moved on. So I'm not really sure what else I need in terms of like wrapping it up, and except maybe like, is the dumped boyfriend, is he living at home, or is this just the next Christmas and he's visiting?
Well, it was clearly like springtime because there was flower. That was mine. There was like flowers.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it is. It's green and verdant.
They made it very like they hit us over the head with a metaphor there. Like it's clearly a new season of life. But it's weird. Did he move back home? Is he just visiting? Why is he back there in this new season? That was my what the Hallmark. I went out of turn. Go ahead, Brent.
Well, no, that's okay. Dan, you heard me say when they show the outside of this house with the snow coming down, I was like, well, that's a good house. Where? Give me that house. How do I get that? I don't know. There was something about the way, maybe it's it's an architectural question.
Could be an architectural question.
The way that the house was laid out from the outside, it looked really cool. And then the inside of it just really flowed really well.
That's a good one, man.
Thank you. We did it, everybody.
Yeah,
congratulations to us. Woo. That was a fun one. We are going to hit a movie next week, which is good because we got to check it off the list. We've seen a lot of Chris Palaha Christmas movies. Somehow have not seen this one, movie that he was in last holiday season with Chevy Chase. The Christmas Letter. The Christmas Letter. Chevy Chase. Chris Palaha's in it for a split second.
Oh, okay.
And it's Chevy Chase. So there you go. The Christmas Letter. We'll be watching that next week. So come on back.
I mean, he hasn't steered you wrong yet, right, Alonso?
He would never.
That's exactly right. After this week, I feel like I've earned a few bad ones, right? Right? How much did you like this one? How many bad ones will you give me?
None.
I'm not going to give you a number. I'm just, I'm here for the ride.
Alonso is here for all the bad ones, and you know it. He hasn't left yet.
That's true.
Week after week, I keep showing up. I don't know what else you want.
That's right.
I'm gonna go take a shower because I took a plane ride at some point, and I gotta go take a shower. So come on back next time for another one.
Shower when somebody tells you to.
I realized that apparently I just haven't been playing by the plane rules my entire life.
Well,
Until next time,
do better in the future.
Do a Merry Christmas.
Merry
The
Christmas.
Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.